All right, welcome everyone, all one person in the chat. We have NGS Division A West, La Familia versus Fuego Eggo. Fuego Eggo won the coin toss and chose map pick. We had Fuego Eggo banning Sky Temple, La Familia banned Battlefield of Eternity, Fuego banned Cursed Hollow, and Volskaya Foundry was banned out, and Fuego chose Tomb of the Spider Queen. And I'm not sure which lobby link I'm supposed to be following. All right, welcome everyone. I didn't mute my own stream, so now I'm echoing. Okay, stopping that. Sorry, trying to figure out where the lobby is. Maybe I can find it off the players. I am confused. There we go. All right, we have a lobby, finally. I almost joined the wrong one. That would have been bad. All right, Tomb of the Spider Queen. This is Division A, so we should look for some good plays on both sides. Have to see what their strategies will be. Will they go for team fights as it's a small map? Will they go for pushes? Will they go for camps? I am excited. I hope you are too. Well, perfect. Here we go. All right, so La Familia should have first pick here and therefore first ban. So let's see how they approach the map pick coming from Fuego Eggo. I forgot to ask, but I believe his name is probably pronounced Soutant. Looks French to me, but I could be wrong. He is the captain as they choose their first ban. My personal priorities are good wave clear, things that can soak quick and then move on, as well as, and not just good wave clear, because if you have your ranged wave clear like a Tassadar killing the waves, someone still has to step up to pick up the gems. So Stukov being banned out, pretty meta hero healer right now. He's also a hero. So good to get him out of the way if you're not planning to first pick him. lots of other first pick options available. But we're going to take away 3 more of them with these next bans. Junkrat, super annoying, can control space, cover those turn-in points. I totally understand that. And there are a lot of good Junkrat players out there. The retort coming from La Familia will be Varian. So I don't know if Fuego my Eggo likes to do Varian comps, but Taunt is a very easy CC to land, and then you can follow up with more interesting things and get kills. So on a small map, you can get those picks really quick. Can turn the game into your favor really quick. So Varian's just gone. Gonna have to use some skill shots to get your CC. And Joe, not surprising, as Fuego does not have first pick. They don't want to give away the Joe, which leaves Rhaegar up. A lot of teams still feeling the Rhaegar, so that could be first here. Doesn't have to be. There are ways around Rhaegar. There are heroes that you're more comfortable with than Rhaegar. And I'm personally tired of Rhaegar. It's a Hogger. Different kind of dog boy. So Hogger can solo camps really easily. He can go in and out of the waves with his Hog Wild and can't really be locked down, so can pick up those gems pretty good. And just all around good solo laner in general. So there's the Rhaegar. And the second choice is ETC. Not one of the more meta tanks you get, but on this map, once you get 13s, you can just keep fighting and get your resets, get mosh pits. Tyrael Maev coming out, so a lot of dive potential coming out of La Familia. So ETC is definitely going to have to be on the point with those face melts to keep his Rhaegar safe. ETC, if he does go, I don't know the name of the talent, but loudspeakers can push people really far away, keep Rhaegar safe if he gets judgmented or something. Brightwing banned out, excellent, I approve. I hate Brightwing, she's the worst hero in the game. Point and click range CC is broken, so she's removed from this game, and I approve. Last ban of match 1. Will it be a Blaze? So Hogger not wanting to face the Blaze in the offlane, it looks like. Unless ETC is the offlane and there's a bigger tank coming. Which, personally, I enjoy ETC in the offlane, he's fun. But we'll have to see what Fuego my Eggo chooses to elect. I realize that's tautological, I apologize. Imperius and Vala. So lots of big stuns, big damage potential, and still room for one more mage probably, but doesn't have to be. Imperius can follow up ETC, Vala can follow up both, which is loads of damage. Rhaegar can keep him locked down with slows. Just have to not get pulled back by the Maev into something dangerous, like Deckard. I was thinking it would be more Malfurion, but Deckard can do roots and slows as well. And Felstad capable of putting out damage as long as he doesn't get locked down himself. Maev's also good against the Imperius. If Imperius gets a stun, she can just pull him off. But if she gets stunned herself, not so much. Last pick. I'm thinking wave clear, thinking range. Ha! Phoenix, I love it. This is going to be a good game. I have a favorite team all of a sudden. for those who don't know, Phoenix is my boy. So I'm excited. This would be good. I hope everyone enjoys the match. And let's get into it. Just taking you back to the map screen while we load in. Just in case you missed what the bans were and you were curious, because the loading screen is boring. I mean, okay, so my analysis here. Maiev can be really dangerous in the right hands, and all of the heroes from La Familia can be strong. But I see big potential coming out of Fuego my Eggo, and they could definitely pull off some big wombos. So let's introduce the blue team first. We have La Familia with Has F. Fadriel on Falstad, Tiam on Hogger, nice spins coming out of the team, Silhouette on Deckard, Assassingofi on the Tyrael, and Sutan on the Maiev. On the red team, we have Fuego Maego with Briley on Rhaegar, Digital Legacy on Vala, Skullum on ETC, Amtino on Imperius, and Skigum on Phoenix. Pulling up the talents for you. Big power slide, big follow up. Maiev gets the dive, but the way the arrow from Vala, Hungering Arrow, there it is, secures the kill. And that's the combo, CC combo I was talking about. Imperius gets a raw 2-man spear, and the damage just keeps coming. But both sides taking a bunch. Rhaegar getting low as well, Vala. So both teams just back up. And we're off in lanes and rotating around. Imperius doing tons of damage to this Hogger. Misses the spear. Doesn't have the Solarian to finish him off, but that was close. Definitely winning his lane for the moment. As this is Team of the Spider Queen constant action, I don't have too much time to sit and talk about talents, as Maiev gets a few resets on Fan and Knives, and these teams are back at it. Spear doesn't connect in the bot lane, but Imperius does have priority here. He does have a mana issue, where he won't be able to keep it up forever. But if he gets the kill, you know, who needs mana after that? Misses the spear, gets a bit low, a bit risky, but here comes Phoenix. Laser, Plasma Cutter not quite catching the Hogger, so not quite enough damage, but Hogwild just in time saves him from the Heavenly Charge from Imperius. So very well played from both sides, the attempted gank and the escape. But here comes a camp from La Familia. Deckard landing his roots, but here's Phoenix with his AoE to clear the camp up. ETC goes in for a slide, Imperius follows up, and Sutan gets annihilated yet again. Has that vault, but it's not enough to save his life. So, as I said, big damage, and that CC chain is deadly if you get caught. So I gotta watch out for those slides from now on. Level 4 is online for both teams. We'll take a quick break to look at. We have multi-shot build for Vala, totems for Rhaegar. We have mobile offense for Phoenix, which is my least favorite, but it's still a good talent because all of Phoenix talents are good talents. Naisha's for Maiev, and here comes the engage. Hogger, it's 2 versus 3, 4 versus 2. Looks like Hogger will secure the camp. HCC slides out. 5 in the bot lane, however, and the experience lead is in favor of Fuego Maego. Amento backing up for mana, and Phoenix just looking to clear out the camp. Nobody in the top lane of the map for either team, as they see Giants just getting as much damage as they can. ETC boops them into the towers. We do have Justice for All for team shields for the team fights for Tyrael. Gathering Storm for Falstad, who's already at 30 stacks. And Field Study. So spell power for Decker. That does increase his heals as well as his damage. So it's a pretty solid talent. He does give up on the slows, but you know, that's a trade you're willing to make, apparently. Bot lane, Imperius not doing as well as he was before, not getting, almost killing the Augur, but holding his own for sure. EC power slides backwards, the 4 versus 4. The Maiev threat is a big threat. So the team splits up really well, doesn't get caught. But La Familia is starting to pick up good rotations. Double stun onto the Hogger, knocked back, doesn't get to Hog Wild out, and Vala gets yet one more kill. What are the kills? That's not the kills. That's not the kills. I don't know what the kills are. It's fine. I could push tab, but it would block the whole screen. We don't want to do that. 37 gems turned in for Fuego and Eggo, as La Familia has only turned in 11. La Familia with their deaths, it looks like they've lost some gems. Doesn't have enough for a turn in, but Fuego Morego does. Imperius turning in his 6. Big engage onto the Falstad, and ETC gets the last auto. Falstad goes down. And with that, Digital should get this turn in, and the first web weavers go in favor of Fuego Morego. Good vault from Sutant, getting away from the damage. Does get the pull, the warp a little bit too late. Good strategy, but stays alive. Has a tap, has a shield regen. He'll be back to working order in no time. Looks like the focus is on the top lane. That's the boss lane, usually where people want to go. As Fuego Morego starts to siege. Pretty decent damage coming out. The wave's already cleared out. It's just the spiders now pushing onto the walls. As the tower goes down. Meanwhile, mid, the wall is going down, and bottom, the same thing. So all 3 walls down, and only really the mid spider left. So that's a decent first objective. As Falstad goes to clear it out. But there's a big fight, big engage, and Tyrael goes down. But the root comes out, and Digital takes a ton of damage. But the follow-up isn't there. ETC is zoning. Tens are here, apparently, as Phoenix launches his Purification Salvo, but Maiev escapes. It is Mosh Pit. It isn't a Mosh Pit Planet Cracker, unfortunately. That's what I was hoping for. But Angelic Armaments, Rain of Vengeance, Ancestral Healing, and Purification. Mosh Pit should just be enough on its own. Don't really need the laser. But it always makes for good highlight moments. And I go for highlight moments more than winning the game, because we're all here to have fun at the end of the day. On the other side, we have Warden's Cage, Mighty Gusts, Disengage from that Mosh, Sanctification, Shockwave, and Stay a While. So basically, everything but Warden's Cage can interrupt Mosh. So it's going to have to be a perfect 5-man to really last, but you can always go for the single Mosh in the offlane or something to get a gank. As Imperius is way too far forward. The Shockwave misses, the Maiev gets the pull, there's the armaments, just for a little more healing. I missed the Falstad kill, and Imperius gets a big stab. Does he get away? The ETC does peel, and Imperius gets the last hit from the Eldurans, takes him down. But the team is here, and La Familia is a bit low. Can they find more? No, Maiev does escape, and La Familia gets their own turn in. So that was quite an adventure, but Imperius pushed a little too far forward when he couldn't see the other team. ETC gets a big slide, no Mosh, but don't need it, as Falstad goes down. Warden's Cage goes out, there's the Sanctification. Big resets from Maiev, tons of damage, as Phoenix goes down, but Maiev escapes. Doesn't go down in exchange, so that's a good kill. Right in the middle of 4, 2-man, just the Sanctification and infinite resets. Good combo there. I didn't expect that. as Tyrael trying to chase down this Rhaegar, but Rhaegar is a fast little boy and can escape. Meanwhile, mid is at half, bottom is close to being cleared, and top is low. So top wall goes down, mid wall is down, and bottom wall is down. So similar objectives for the first objective. Imperius a little too far forward, getting caught again. Did pop his ult, but with 5 members on him, he goes down. 12 is close for both teams, but structure advantage is now taken back. Different lanes, obviously, but 1 fort down for each team. Don't always expect the 5-man bot lane gank, but it caught Imperius off guard that time. Both teams at 13 now. 13, a big power spike for a lot of heroes, often in a defensive way. ETC gets a slide on the Falstad, tons of damage goes out, but he does get out. Big bounces from Hogger going back and forth in that middle, keeping the team slowed, but no kills on either side. Still waiting for that mosh pit. Not sure what when he's going to rip that. Turn-in's available for Fuego, but the interrupts are definitely here. There's a big Warden's Cage and Sanctification, and that's 2 kills. Ooh, the Imperius not quite landing the spear, a little bit short, but ETC does get the rest of his team out. So 2 more kills over for La Familia, getting it close to evened up 5-7, but it did give them the experience advantage. They still don't have turn-in, but they're going for boss. As Fuego does look at the turn-in, Hogger trying to stop them does get poked. Doesn't get killed. They probably could have chased that down, but turning in the gems possibly more important for them. The Eldruins just poking, being annoying. Power slide not quite. Imperius has a charge. Will he use it? No, too late. Doesn't catch him. And Phoenix and Vala just clearing the boss top. That should be fine. Still no turn-in for La Familia available, but they do have a big chase coming in. Imperius misses that spear, unfortunately. Pops his ult for those shields, but it is 5 versus 3. I don't think he's getting out of there. Rhaegar also not quite. The gems popping on the other side. EC gets them, but gets pulled in by Nemaev and goes down. Phoenix is the closest, but I think that's 20 gems just gone, as La Familia does take the camp away from Fuego. So a little bit of an unfortunate set of circumstances. The boss almost got the fort, and La Familia just took the boss and left it up to its own devices and went for the ganks, and they got them. Which brings them to 16, and they have the turn-in. Might have Hearthing, so they're not going to do it quite yet. Not sure what they're waiting for, but they do have the talent advantage. Hogger gets the bottom camp. He's got 14 gems. It's not enough. So yeah, they're definitely going to need Maev or a couple of other heroes to turn in before they can get their web weavers out. As 16's approach for Fuego. 2 camps pushing for La Familia, and here come the web weavers. Gotta watch your flank there. ETC is in the bush. He's didn't go for the echo paddle, so not getting those cooldowns. Phoenix does warp out of the cage. Good cleanse from Rhaegar, keeping the Imperius safe. Walks right through the wall. That was very well timed. But big pressure coming in. Top and mid forts both gone, so the siege begins in bottom keep. As a surprising amount of poke damage comes out of these blue team members. Not familiar. Maev gets stunned. The vault is early, so... Oh, actually, no, she dodged the lock-on, so it doesn't get hit by that at all. And Phoenix's ult just gets healed up by the Deckard potions. ETC does go in. Just making space. as the spiders go down. Mid and top both have to be dealt with, but the members are still bottom. ETC does get pulled, slides out, but gets knocked back by the Hogger with a good combo with his junk, garbage, trash heap, whatever it's called, and stuns him out of the slide. So ETC does go down. 16s have been here for a little while, but this bottom keep is gone. I don't think too much more will be gained as La Familia backs off.
Red team's core is under attack.
Siege in mid, Falstad just clears the wave with those 7-3 stacks of Gathering Storm. And Maiev looking for a cheeky engage. All the ults are available for La Familia, but I think Maiev just showed on the gate. Yeah. Imperius gets the stun, but this could be bait as Maiev pulls in the Rhaegar. Rhaegar with the preemptive Ancestral. There's the Mosh Pit. Gust immediate, Sleep immediate. So Mosh Pit for 2 ults, that's a decent trade. And Hogger does get stunned out. Phoenix warps over the wall and Hogger gets blown to pieces. There's the cage, there's the invulnerable as Rhaegar goes down. The big pulls and the resets. Phoenix goes... Nope, it's Deckard. Deckard can't quite chase that. But Vala goes down instead. Phoenix gets out, but Power Slide saves Imperius for the moment. But ETC, he's not... Oh, he's tanky. He makes it. The last 3 heroes do survive, all just barely. So good, very good escape from that Warden's Cage by Fuego Marego. But it's an uphill battle for them. They do have turn-in, but 20s are around the corner for La Familia as they go to take bottom camp, while the last 2 heroes from Fuego respawn. Fuego has a big soaking battle ahead of them. Phoenix goes in on the camp. It looks like La Familia isn't going to try and invade this, but they are going to go for boss. And I don't think there's too much that Fuego Marego can do, especially with Gust available. And that boss is going to do a ton of damage to that keep. They're going to counter it with turn-in. But with their lanes pushed back, this is a defensive turn-in just to buy time for 20s, it looks like. Will help them clear the boss without losing too much. And once they hit 20, that's when the real game begins, because a team fight at that point. Fuego is behind, but they can just walk through a keep and win the game if they can get a team wipe. Spiders keep the minions at bay, while Phoenix works on this big spider. Not spider, boss. Mummified something or other, as bot and mid lanes push on their own. Unfortunately, that does push the experience away from Fuego Marego, but good zoning from the totem, and this boss does not get keep by itself. The team's going to have to push in if they want it. Phoenix lands his ult, but shields come out from Tyrael, and the La Familia does back off. They do have 20s, they do have ults, so chasing them is definitely bait. La Familia not chasing... sorry, Fuego Marego not chasing too hard. ETC does go fairly far forward, but the face melt. And here's the chase backwards. Totem definitely slows down La Familia. Another face melt, as none of the heroes get caught by that trap. So Maiev definitely being effective, but middle keep goes down with the camp and the spiders. Big engage? No, not a big engage. Just enough to take the fort down. As the core, it's not going to take too much damage unless it's completely left alone. But 20s are here. 20s for both teams. Imperius going for uber damage. We do have nothing for ETC yet. What's he taking? That's going to be big. There's a sleep just to disengage. The gust has to disengage as Maiev was back. It was a 5v4. Shields never actually dropped on the core. we do have Blink from ETC, so possible there's a Blink Mosh, there's an Spirit Dab from Imperius. Gust was used already. In the back, however, all the damage was taking out their Rhaegar. And Vala a bit too low. There's the Hogger, no control, and Maiev cleans up 4 kills.
Red team dominated.
And with no heroes left and no keep, that ought to be game for La Familia. If they can't close this out, they don't deserve to be in Dive. That's just my hot take. So. GG's to both teams. Just going to take you to the stats screen when I get a chance. And talk about what just happened. There we go. So, I mean, the mosh pit never really had too much of a chance of landing with the gust, with the shockwave, with the sleep. So that was a bit unfortunate for them. But Fuego did have the early kills and the early advantage. But as the game progressed, Imperius just didn't land those spears and got caught out a few times. And the Maiev pulls were all good. And they're engaged. Oh, I have to change the score. Yeah, La Familia was just able to bring it back. And the Phoenix ult, he never really got a good chance to engage with it. Usually you use it once the team fight's already begun to get some damage, but he was using it. It kind of pushed the team back a bit, but when they were already kind of full, and Tyrael was just able to sort of shield it. And he wasn't really getting the slow extra damage, so it didn't really amount to too much because the engages weren't quite there. Really hard to engage into the Maiev pulls. ETC slides can get pulled, Imperius stabs can get pulled, and then you're just in a bad spot. And we saw that happen. So, yeah, it was pretty close in the early game. Both teams did get to 20. It just came down to that one team fight, and the Maiev was just really on point. So I would expect to see that banned out if there's another map that is close in lots of brawls and team fights. So just waiting to hear what the next map's going to be. I would expect they're just going to invite me, like last time. But looking at the numbers, Maiev, look at that damage, finding all of the fan resets. Oh, never mind. Here we go. We have a map. It is Infernal Shrines. And from the look of things, Fuego has first pick, so it looks like it was picked by La Familia, if I'm doing things properly. So I'm disappointed that Phoenix wasn't able to win. But I'm back to being neutral, and I hope both teams have a good time. You know, the Marge Simpson bet, you know, not betting on who wins, just betting that both teams have a good time. And here we go. Not a lot of downtime between matches, I approve. And we'll see what Fuego does with first pick this time. I was a little surprised that they took map pick after winning the coin toss, as first pick tends to be you know, give you the advantage just with you have more ban options, but maybe they just wanted to hide their 5th pick last time. Junkrat and Sukov both banned out first again. Hogger banned out. Hogger was, I think he was the one that they were doing the best against, although those spins near the end were pretty bad. I feel like the Maiev was a bigger issue. And the Joe's banned. Unless they're gonna, you know, take the Maiev or draft against the Maiev. Or if they have a completely different plan, I don't know. Well, they banned Varian, La Familia banned Varian the first game. And Fuego and Eggo going to it. It looks like it's what they want to play. Possible gank squad with the taunt. Possible Colossus smash, also good for ganking. Possible Twin Blades, you never know. Yeah, always hold out for Twin Blades. And there's Brightwing to Haka, so globals all in favor of La Familia. Brightwing has that polymorph, can make taunts hard to find. Has the cleanse, can get rid of taunts. And just the spell armor to slow down the blow up. So Brightwing, definitely a counter to the taunt variant. Rhaegar picked up again. And what pairs with Rhaegar? Greymane. So with the taunt, you have the slows from Rhaegar afterwards, and then the Greymane follow-up damage. Looks like they're going for a big blow-up on a target. Wouldn't surprise me to see a Li Ming, except that it's Infernal Shines and she sucks on the objective. Can't really throw anything into the fight as they just keep hitting minions. But there's lots of other mages who can follow up on a taunt. Blaze banned again. I guess someone from Fuego likes to play Blaze. Or someone from La Familia just had a traumatic experience with Blaze. It could be either one. And there's a Maiev ban. Maybe they were just saving it because you don't want to take Maiev early because of blinds, but Diablo and Tychus. Tychus probably just taken so that it can't be taken against the Diablo. But I've seen some interesting things with Diablo. I was just watching another game where it was basically hyper carry Diablo and it worked really well. So we'll see if Assassin AFI, Assassin Gaffy can pull off something similar. And Leoric Tassadar. So Tassadar can do a bunch of damage to a target as long as it's not moving. A variant makes a target not move. Leoric Entomb into a black hole or something can do a ton of damage. So solid heroes as long as they can line everything up. And the final pick coming from La Familia. What do they need? It's going to be, I'm going to guess, Orphea. Nope, Medivh. Totally different. But Medivh definitely counters that variant perfectly. Taunt target just gets immune to all damage and doesn't die. So definitely I feel like this draft favors La Familia. But if they can taunt the Medivh, he can still die. If they can taunt the Brightwing and the Medivh's shield is down, he can still die. If they get a big Entomb, Medivh, well, I guess he can talent into shield in multiple people. But generally speaking, he can only prevent damage to one person. So, you know, Fuego Maego definitely not out of this. But I feel like it's an uphill climb that as long as Sutant knows how to play Medivh, and we saw him on the Maiev, clearly he knows how to play the game. That's going to be tough to break. And you definitely have to watch those portals. Portal Diablo engage. That's scary. But starting with the red side this time, we have Skullum on Varian, Skigum on Tassadar, Emtino on Leoric, Briley on Rhaegar, and Digital Legacy on Greymane. For the blue team, we have La Familia with Assassin Gaffy on Diablo, Souton on Medivh, Silhouette on Brightwing, Tiam on Decker. No, I know his name. Dahaka. Jesus. And Tychus on Asvadriel. Sometimes my brain just stops working, and I apologize for that. And La Familia not spinning in the core this time. They are definitely focused up a little bit more. As big damage comes in from Skigum, who is stacking up that static charge. So he's got 2 stacks. You know, he's winning. Medivh has 2 stacks as well. The game's tied. Oh, 3 stacks for Tassadar. Back in favor of Fuego, as the Brawl comes in top. TM just sort of chilling in the bush. But Medivh getting the rotational advantage. And Varian just trying to be a big boy. Not quite there yet. It is 5 stacks to 5 stacks. Teams are tied. 6 stacks. Where did Medivh get a stack from? Oh, he's just chilling in the bushes. Medivh's cheating. That's what he does. 4v4 back in the mid. Lane's pretty close to being equal. Oh, the grenade says stop Tassadar from clearing out the whole wave. Kind of rude, as Tychus did go quarterback. We do have Hypershift, Enhanced Agility, and Soul Shield, so Diablo not likely to die anytime soon. Also Renewal, Totems, and Viciousness, and Overpower. Both teams going for camps. Diablo going for the invade, and Medivh portaling his team in, and Varian not having any abilities yet. They do just let it go. Don't want to get killed early with the early Varian. A lesson every Varian team has to learn at some point. It looks like Fuego Eggo learned that long ago. Hard to fight when your tank is just basically an Illidan. Not even an Illidan, less than an Illidan. But potential gank up onto Tiam. But he should have... Oh, there's this Essence, and he didn't have to use Burrow. Did have that speed from the bush. And the camp on the bottom goes over to La Familia as well. So 4 is online. Fuego now gets to start playing the game. They're not behind by too much. Basically just that camp experience. It is taunt, an electric fence, so a lot of slows coming out with the Rhaegar and the Tassadar. So La Familia will have to be careful of their engages, because once that Medivh Protect wears off, there's still going to be slows, and you're not going to be out of the game yet. As both teams go for their top camps. A little bit earlier from La Familia, but not too far behind is Fuego Eggo. And with the Medivh portals, La Familia was going to get there first anyway. 7's not online for either team. Looks like Rhaegar actually held, so his camp's going to be a little delayed. But with the wave, it looks like it's going to be in the mid anyway. So a taunt goes on to the Haka, but he just burrows and gets portaled out. And here comes the fight. Big engage onto the Varian, gets tongue dragged as well. Parries keeping him up from the Tychus. And Greymane goes in deep, but the Protect is there. And La Familia is pushed off the point, and some of their heroes are low. But they do have 26 minions. Medivh is at 14 stacks. And here comes some more. La Familia taps and comes back in. There's the Varian charge, polymorphed. No taunt has been used. There's a taunt onto Tychus, but he gets protected as expected. Leoric doing everything he can, but actually it's 32-32. Fuego Eggo doing a good job on the minions. Tassadar damage coming in good. And they're ahead. Who's going to get this? It's going to come down to the last 3 minions for either team. As it goes over to Fuego Eggo, as Rhaegar does pay the price. Soul Shield during the taunt there for Diablo. It was off. Does he get away? Mortar's coming through. Protects comes through. The jump comes in. Not over the wall, however. but TM able to burrow through that. So 1 kill in exchange for the Punisher. Dahaka does burrow top, gets some good push top, as La Familia is very low. That was a very tight fight. I'm impressed at the survivability of these teams. Leoric is going up top. They only lost a tower, so that's not too bad. And with a real tank, they're able to pick up their own camp. Experience slightly in favor of La Familia, but not too much. And structure damage slightly in favor of Fuego Eggo. 4 versus 4 in the bot lane, 1v1 in the top. Camps closer to the wall of Fuego, which gives them a sort of advantage to clear. But while they're doing that, La Familia looking at bot camp. I think they're going to get it just because there's no contest, but that means that mid camp's going to push onto the wall where they're doing this. So it's kind of a trade. Experience looks like it's getting closer to being equal. There's a big engage onto the gray main with the portals, and he's not getting out of that. That's what I said earlier. You got to watch out for those medieval portals. Diablo just appearing on top of you. It's scary. And Grey Main pays the price, and 10s go over to La Familia. Instant lock on the ley line. And there's a Lightning Breath. Odin, Blink Heal. Dahaka, either not sure or just hiding. No, he's going Adaptation. He wants to survive. Midi finishes his quest. Camp's cleaned up. 10s here for Fuego. Archon, so it's not going to be the Black Hole. Entomb, Curse Bullet. Warbringer, so I guess more parries for the Tychus, and more mobility. The only thing he needs to worry about is Medivh and Diablo's breath damage, so don't need the protected too much. Rexar, not sure yet. With the Archon, I'm thinking Bloodlust is a possibility. No, it's Ancestral. There's the long engage polymorph. The counter engage, there's the taunt onto the Tychus. Protects is there, but he still takes a ton of damage. The Archon was popped. There comes just in time before Tychus can portal out the kill onto Tychus. Or Rexar. The other wolf boy, not even Rexar. Rhaegar, not even Rhaegar. It's Greymane. Gets the kill. I know who the heroes are, I promise. And that's a well-timed kill just before the objective. However, Tychus will be back. They do get their camp a little bit faster, and they get to position first. But its experience is almost equal, and even when the levels go over, it's not a talent difference, so it's just going to be who can do better fight on this point. Most ults are still up. A couple down for either team. Taunt onto the Medivh. No protect. There's the protect afterwards. But the drag onto the Tassadar. Odin's pops. Big, just everything going on mid. There's the Lightning Breath. Ancestral comes out onto the Leoric, who gets out. And it's only Greymane who dies. But with that kill, La Familia is very close to 13s, as Fuego is just coming on to 12s. And down a member, they're just giving up this point. Rhaegar goes to get some soak. With no globals, though, they can't really just soak everything. The wall's already down, so this is going to be top 4 definitely going down. And if they're not careful with this bait, could be more. Varian does take it. There's the charge, but yeah, he's positioned well. And actually gets the taunt onto the Medivh to keep the other team back. Just in time for the charge, Greymane does back off, so he's not in any danger. Very well played. Don't want to get charged by that Diablo. The fort goes down, but the wall and the keep survives. Leoric soaking in the meantime. 13's almost here. Dahaka and Leoric just pass each other. And there's 13's. Very aggressive positioning. There's the Leyline Seal. The taunts onto Medivh, who portals in. and flies out. That was impressive that he was able to get that off. I didn't think that was a safe portal, but it was just in the dead space between the towers, and there weren't any abilities to be thrown over to catch him. Leyline Seal was used there, however, so big taunt after the charge, and there's the Soul Shield, there's the Lightning Breath, and oof. Ancestral Healing doesn't connect onto the Varian, it hits the Leoric instead, and Varian goes down. The chase is on, but the task wall is good, and everyone else disengages. That Medivh is making it very difficult for those taunts to find damage. But they only need one good engage to really turn this around. They're not behind too far, just a level. They're going to lose this camp, obviously, but, you know, camp can be cleared, no problem. The only troublesome thing is that level is soon going to be 16, and if the next objective spawns soon, they're going to be down to talent advantage, so... We do have the Mortal Strike, so... And the problem is the protected, not so much the healing. Preventing the damage from happening in the first place. Mortal Strike will help, but it's not going to be enough to secure kills unless the engage is a little bit better. There's the taunt onto the Medivh, but the damage isn't there quick enough. He just portals out through the entomb. But there's another protected, and with the Soul Shield down, there's the Cursed Bullet, and tons of damage, and Diablo is healed up just in time. Another protect comes out. Big ley line, but it only catches sort of the front line, and Leoric's able to just get out. Drag whiffs, and Fuego should be able to disengage this. Another rude grenade stops Tassadar from getting his lightning off. But 16's here for La Familia, that's what I was afraid of. Fuego did push really hard to try to fight something, make something happen before 16's. They almost got the Diablo kill, but just not quite enough damage at the right moments between the Soul Shield and both protects and the healing and the spell armor from Brightwing. It's hard to secure. And La Familia is on point. 16 is almost here for Fuego, so they will be able to attempt to contest this. They can poke in at the minions. They're getting a few here. And there's 16s, and immediately Varian going right in. Looking to make something happen, make some space. As long as he's there, they have to respect the taunt. There's the Odin pushing in. Hard to contest that damage on the shrine. Especially when you can't really see too much. They don't have vision. And so Fuego does back up, just goes to defend. Again, no wall, so the bait's going to be dangerous. But position where he is, if he gets jumped, Diablo won't be able to push him into a wall, so I'd more be worried about the ley line, which should be coming out right now. Yeah, there it is. And here's the charge. No charge. Nope, Medivh just gets himself out. Okay, so no follow-up, really. Just taking down the fort. And there's the next jump. This one, no follow-up. Diablo playing it very patient. I expected so much CC to come out. But La Familia taking it a bit easy. Not taking any risks. There's the third jump and the Punisher's down. Now is the opportunity for counter engage, but with the portal, there's no one to engage onto. Medivh being super annoying, as expected, because that's who he is. And continuing the trend, he's just scouting out the team. Varian goes in very far ahead. Gets the taunt onto the Tychus. There's the protect. Spell armor into lightning breath, and Diablo's not going down. Leyline was there, and there's the kills. Portals to keep the chase. And Varian, he's got nowhere to go. Just buying time for Leoric to escape. Just super hard to kill anyone on La Familia's team. One of the biggest counters to Variant comps is Medivh. Other ones are, of course, Lucio and Anduin and Rhaegar with their cleanses, but you don't really need to cleanse someone if you can just prevent them from taking any damage. And when your frontline has huge spell armor, it's, you know, typically you want to taunt whoever you can. And if it's Diablo, he just doesn't die. He has such big health pool and spell armor and protect. So it's definitely a difficult time for Fuego. And 20s are approaching for La Familia. We do have the cooldown reduction for Medivh, so he's just going to be casting more and more ley lines and giving his team just any position they want. That's disengages, that's engages, it's everything they need. And 20s are here. More lightning breath. Lasts 3 times as long. More Odin, more ley line, and invisible friends on top of it, so they can appear out of a portal, they can appear out of the darkness, they can just appear wherever they want. And so this is really scary for Fuego. And Sutant looking for a very aggressive ley line. Can kind of just take anyone he wants. They can see Varian in the bottom. They can see Tassadar's up alone, but they don't go for it. Maybe they're just going to wait for the shrine and win that way. It looks like that's what's happening. Does give Fuego a little time. And the shrine, the Punisher will go through a wall and a keep if it goes over to La Familia, so Fuego does have time to get to 20s. La Familia may have been advised to try to get a kill there with their 20 advantage. If Fuego does go for this camp, Medivh's positioned to steal it. He does have that redirectional Medivh cheats. But they're going to go for it. Here comes Diablo. This will be interesting. Does Medivh get the steal? There's the portal. No, they don't go for it. They just try to keep them from getting the camp. Try to scare them off, and it doesn't work. Fuego totally willing to take a fight. They could see some people in the shrine vision, so they knew that it wasn't everyone coming through that portal. But there's the ley line. Does cut off the Rhaegar. Is there a taunt peel? Yes, there is. Rhaegar ancestrals himself just to make sure he doesn't die. Just a heads up, you know, be safe. Should have the cleanse for this jump. Varian takes it. Doesn't need the cleanse. Medivh still has 40 seconds on his cooldown, on his ult. There's the Twilight Archon. And here comes big damage. Jump should be coming soon. There it is. The Odin does secure the fort, or the keep. There's another ley line. And there's the lightning breath. There's the protect. But there's a big heal from Brightwing, and Tassadar goes down. Diablo goes down in exchange. There's the Entomb Silence. 3 versus 4. Lyric getting some big damage. There's another taunt. Protect should be up again in a second. There's another ley line. There are some catapults on core. The shields are down, but looks like no actual damage. And La Familia does back up. It was 2 kills for 1. And it was Diablo, so he's already back. He's a little less tanky, but they're looking. Here comes Diablo. And there's a taunt to peel. But it is 5 versus 3, and they're just trying to stay alive. 15 seconds for both heroes. Meanwhile, Camp got some good damage. Daka just now going to clean it up. So there's, you know, one possible win condition. Unfortunately, the shrine will be mid. But if Fuego can find that team fight that they want, you know, the silence and tomb could be big. If you catch that Medivh, he's got nowhere to go. If you catch 3 or 4 of them, you know, that's game. So La Familia can't just relax. They have to focus up to close this one out, and Fuego has to focus up to come back. It is only 10 kills to 2. It's not like it's been a runaway. I saw a game earlier that was about 38 kills to 5. So definitely some potential here. Just have to be very careful about vision and space with the Medivh flying overhead. It's hard to control that. So just have to be mindful of your positioning. And Fuego is definitely playing safe. They don't want to get caught. Medivh sees someone, he goes to check it out, flies overhead, scares the team back.
Red team's core is under attack.
The announcer telling us the core is under attack. One, it's not. It's a little bit spooked. And we're just playing the waiting game. Shrines coming up soon. Camps available for La Familia. But we'll have to see who blinks first. It is a 2-level advantage, so that's a few more stats on the side of La Familia, but it all comes down to who gets the engage that they're looking for. La Familia has tons of engage options. There's the Medivh portals, there's the ley line, there's just the raw Dahaka, tongue or Diablo charge. Fuego has the entomb and the taunt. A little bit more limited and a lot more telegraphed. There's a Twilight Archon, that's going to last forever. Tongue drag comes onto the Leoric, but that's fine. Tassar up kind of alone, Leoric a bit low. Greymane off by himself. Medivh still looking for the perfect engage. There's a good ley line right there. All 5 are really close. Doesn't take it. There's the taunt. Dahaka gets super low. Medivh drops for the... But he drops right into the entomb, and that's 2 kills. That's what they were looking for. And the follow-up, the chase is on. Brightwing does pick up the polymorph. The taunt should be available soon, but the fort is there to keep him back. But that should be a punisher for Fuego. That was Dahaka and Medivh down, neither of which has an instant respawn. So that's 40 seconds of advantage for Fuego. They do have a camp pushing top lane. Leoric's dealing with that, but this punisher will definitely get for it and will push in on this keep with Greymane damage and only the Brightwing really for the polymorph. And the Twilight Archon still going. That's a lot of damage. This could get a lot done. It's 15 seconds. They will have La Familia will have all their members up for the defense on the keep. As Leoric comes back, but Entomb is back up. It's a short cooldown. Twilight Archon off cooldown again, even though it's still going, which is kind of ridiculous. And all cooldowns available for Fuego. Medivh is up, but no ley line for 5. There's the jump. Can't quite get the taunt. The wall's not down. Tons of damage onto the Suton, but there's the ley line. And there's the lightning breath. There's the protect, but the bullet already would gone out. Diablo has to back up. And Greymane, there's another protect. Doesn't quite get that kill. Punisher's down. Leoric is back on the core as it goes down to 59% because there were catapults. If he had been up there, he would have entombed, but they would have lost the game. So, a bit unfortunate that their lanes are pushed so far. And without the Leoric there, Tassadar and Rhaegar both go down. Greymane just running, but 5 members coming up. This is going to be a tough defense. Odin does wear off, however, so... but Leyline seals up again. Those resets are nuts. And the core is low. There's the Entomb. Bavarian can't quite get in for a taunt. There it is, but Leyline just peels everything off, and the core is going down. So that's going to be GG as game number 2 goes over to La Familia. So was a really good final push from Fuego and Eggo. They got the kills they wanted. Not quite as many as they wanted. But definitely had the chance there. Just their lanes were pushed so far back that Leoric had to stay. Someone had to stay. And they couldn't get another Entomb with the team. So, really close game. It didn't look that way for the most of it, but they were patient enough and yeah, they could have had it, but it wasn't to be in this case. So, GG's again. Let me see. If I go here and I go here, see if we can get an interview set up. Looks like we will have an interview. I'm just waiting to see who joins me. And in the meantime, I'll look at the stats. Tash started a ton of damage, so did Tychus. Yeah, ton of damage. Brightwing did a ton of healing, just AoE with all the Tassadar damage. Hello, we have... Is it Soutan? Is it a French name, or is it... I might be just doing it wrong.
No, it's not Soutan. It happens all the time, don't worry.
Soutan? Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I said it wrong the entire time.
That's okay. Everybody does it.
GG's. Congratulations on your win. How do you feel about that?
Feeling pretty good. It was a good series.
Yeah, game number 2, because that just happened. I have it fresh in my memory. You drafted that mid-eve against the Varian. It was very effective.
Yep.
But then they got that one big Entomb just as you landed. How are you feeling? Were you scared at that point?
Definitely a little nerves there. I think Dahaka was just a bit overextended there, and I panicked trying to save him and paid the price for it, and both ended up dying in the process. Just an unlucky play. It happens sometimes.
Yeah, I was commenting that I think like that was their chance to come back. Like that's what they needed, and they got it. Yeah. But their lanes were just pushed too far. They couldn't fully push. They had to send someone to kill catapults. So it was your constant pressure the entire game that gave you that win there.
Absolutely.
And then game number 1, they had the map pick. They chose Tomb of the Spider Queen. What was your plan coming into that?
My Tyrael was just one of our favorite comps to run because you just cage and then Tyrael sinks in the cage and you have this AoE invulnerable, pull everybody in and kill them all comp. It's very effective, especially on a small map like Tomb, and it worked out. Yeah,
the sanctifications in the middle of the cage just got you so many knife resets that you were just totally safe to take, and it was just so much damage. It was pretty impressive.
Thank you.
But I will say, in the beginning of that game, they were getting the ETC slides into Imperious charges very well, and I kind of expected that to keep going. So, did you adjust anything to once you lost those first 2 kills?
That was just me hinting. That was I didn't respect them enough. I didn't think they'd be all in that bush, and I got punished for it. It was a good play with them.
I do want to call out one specific play in the game number 2. Actually, going back to that, the Medivh kind of got caught, and he portaled over the wall into enemy base.
Oh, I remember that. That was hilarious.
And then he flew away. I just wanted to call it out. That was a heads up, impressive escape.
So the funniest part about it is a complete accident, number 1. So I didn't even mean to portal over there. If you notice, it was like a baby portal. It was like a 2-inch portal over to the other side. I didn't even mean to cast that. I meant to cast it the other way, but...
I thought for sure you were dead, and then it's just, nope, they can't get around that fast.
And then from there, it was just like, well, I'm over here. Might as well just try to mount up. I'm dead anyway. And then miraculously I live. It was pretty funny.
All right, well, maybe it's a strategy for next time, just to keep in the back of your mind, because it worked really well.
Yeah.
So my memory is terrible. I don't remember anything else that happened, so I don't have too many other questions. So I'll just give you some time to shout out or anything else you want to say.
Yeah, sure. Shout out to my team. Played really well. I'm very proud of them. And looking for next week's match. And best of luck to the rest of NGS. And thank you for casting us.
All right, thanks a lot. Thanks for playing. It was a lot of fun to watch, and have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that will be it for me. And I was excited. Really wanted that Phoenix to win, but other than that, I was unbiased. And it's always exciting when a team can come back, and there was definitely opportunity, and they definitely almost did. So, this team definitely, has the chance to win in their next match, and I wish them luck, and definitely wish La Familia luck as they go on as well. And to everyone else, have a good night. I'll catch you later.